Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Mark here with the Better Mark. Let's talk some Masters, right? As we get into this 2024 Masters tournament, right? One of the best majors that we all look forward to on the golf card. I want to talk to you guys about what it takes to win this tournament, all right? And then a couple betting angles that I'm going to be shooting. If you guys are going to be betting this tournament, some things that you guys have to know, as well as I'll give you guys some best bets, some stuff that I'm looking forward into. And then at the end of this video, I'll recap a lot of those plays. A lot of these plays are going to be partial units, so I'll try to describe that as best as possible and try to point you in the direction of guys that I would look forward to winning this tournament, because one of the unique things about this is in this field is there's about 50 people that you can take off of this 88, I believe, field of golfers, ones that are just long shots. Historically, the Masters do not have long shots that come home. It takes a lot of tournament history, course history. A lot of those factors end up being very strong data points and trends within the tournament winner, okay? And there are a lot of pieces of information that you can be compiling. It's one of my favorite golf tournaments to bet just because of the uniqueness of it, right? It takes a long hitter, not necessarily a bomber, right? Not necessarily a Bryson DeChambeau, but one that a golfer that can drive the ball well, great to the greens, right, within the 200 yards and in. Shots gained off the tee, that's a big one. And total overall strokes gained is another big metric, okay? But the rough is not too thick. It's one of the lowest roughs out there. It's a different type of field, right? A lot of tight lies around the green. Chipping is going to be at a premium. And as always, within an Alister McKenzie golf course, the putting is something where it's something truly, truly fascinating. I had the privilege to play one of the courses out in California that he actually built and he lived on for quite some time, and stated that it's the favorite course that he built in his tenure, okay? And just from putting on that golf course, I have not played Augusta, but just from putting on that golf course, I can tell you guys that it is something where three putts are definitely a thing, okay? And I think I read something earlier in one of the ESPN coverages. I can't remember where I saw it, but it was either a caddy or a golf coach within the tour that they stated that if they would take an amateur golfer and set the ball on the green within basically regulation. So you essentially have to have a two-putt to par, stating that any amateur out there would basically not be able to par from just having the ball placed at a very favorable location on that green. So that's a good tidbit to look forward to. So putting, though, there is a metric you can look into within the golf ranks. You can find it out there where it is the three-putt percentage. So historically, though, that doesn't really play a role despite having these tough reads that you get on a McKenzie style golf course, especially those putting greens that we have at Augusta. So let's get down into it without further ado. Also, I want to touch upon the fact that this is something within the likes of a repeat champion, okay? You're going to see within my indications here and how I'm viewing this tournament, I'm going to take Scottie Scheffler and Jon Rahm off the board, okay? And Rory as well. Those three top golfers, I'm not even going to have them in any of my mixes, any of my bets. I don't see any value with taking any of those golfers, A. And B, it's not something where, I can see them repeating. And at Scheffler, at the price that he's at, this is reminiscent of within Tiger Woods back in his run. I think 2002 was the last time that Tiger Woods, and he was the last golfer to repeat back-to-back as Masters champion. I may be wrong on that one, but I think that is the case. So that's why I'm going to be fading Scheffler, just kind of going with in what is going on with the metrics and how I'm reading some of these trend lines within past Masters tournament champions, okay? And that's kind of where it is disturbingly slow. Scheffler, in every golf metric out there, any kind of analytics number out there, he is dominating every single category for the most part, and if he's not, he's in the top 10 and firmly placed within the right of being the best golfer, on the number one golfer and the best golfer in the world at this very moment in time, okay? So that's kind of what we're looking at. We're just going to be throwing some darts here on some outrights. I favor tournament matchups in this, okay, and I play it for the full tournament, not just the first round, and that's how I view it, okay? So hopefully a lot of the guys that we're picking against end up missing cuts, and then those tickets can cash without too much effort or work, okay? But that's what we're going to get into, and I'm going to show you guys a lot of the reasons why I'm on some of the golfers and not on some of the other ones, and we're going to really reduce this field down to a 50 or under 50 person field where we can have some edges as we look through this betting board. Okay, so let's get down into it. Here is DraftKings. We're going to be using DraftKings to show you guys some illustrations and what bets there are available. Just briefly, looking at this leaderboard, like I said, Scotty Scheffler is now 4-1. It's something where I was looking back at Tiger Woods' odds, and way back when, I know the fields were not as competitive, but this has been basically a testament to how good Scotty's playing and how tough it is basically to beat him in a tournament where he dominates. He is the returning champion, okay? But we are going to be taking him, Rory, John Rahm. We're going to be fading all of those guys. And also, I'm going to be laying away from Xander Schauffele. I know he's a popular pick out there, but that's just printing money for me. I've backed Xander in a lot of tournaments, a lot of majors, and until he actually gets that victory and he pops that cherry, I'm not going to be playing the likes of Xander Schauffele until he gets it done, and then we can go from there. But this is one where, like I said, we're going to look at some of the big things such as course familiarity, driving distance within greenside chipping. It's going to be a little bit wet, so the interesting thing about Augusta is they cut the fairways in the opposite direction. So for these golfers that rely on a lot of rollout within their drives, it's not going to happen, okay? If it's a little bit wet, you're going to get some plugs as well. So it will be probably lift, clean, and replace for a lot of the shots out there for coming from the fairways. So I do want to touch upon some stuff that other golfers that you may be interested in. A couple long shots, right? Zach Johnson, Sergio, past performers that have done well, past champions. This is one where career-wise, we look at the likes of Zach Johnson. He dominates putting these golf courses. Sergio, I think you can find him plus 175. If your guys are looking for a really extreme long shot, those would be two golfers that I would lean towards. Okay, but I won't be playing that. It's like I said, it's just a very unique betting opportunity within the Masters and playing Augusta National for this tournament, okay? But course familiarity, past results, past performance, those are some of the big ones, coupled with driving distance, not three putting. So that's kind of where I'm at within all those. And also the big story out there, the elephant in the room, Tiger Woods returning to action, okay? I'm going to be fading Tiger in every shape and form. Just not going to do it. All right, I know his consecutive streak of making the cut at Augusta is alive, but we're going to have one bet that I'm really in love with that we're going to be playing against Tiger. And I know the fun thing would be to root for him. One of the largest bets that I've hit in sports gambling was taking Tiger the last time he won the Masters. I think I got him at 15-1, and just as a fan bet, I laid the wood on that one, and it cashed a huge ticket. I actually was in Vegas for that, so it was kind of an interesting experience being from the East Coast and having that Pacific time zone where you're watching an East Coast sporting event, and being on Vegas time, it's a little different. So that was very an interesting and unique opportunity, watching the Masters and cashing that ticket. Okay, but let's get down into the picks. Okay, I do want to touch upon the last tournament and a couple tidbits that we have going on. Denny McCarthy basically blew the lead in the playoff that we had within sudden death. And that's one where I think he's going to come out with a roar. I think he's going to be playing well in this tournament. I look for him to continue his run and bounce back. Okay, also, Will Zalatoris, #1 career in strokes gained in his Augusta career of all the players out there. So that's something where I'm going to be backing Zalatoris. I have a heavy indication to him, maybe not so much as a winner, but I definitely think he's going to be high up on the leaderboard. Okay, and also we're going to get into some of the amateur stuff. I'm not going to play any of the countries or continents. I don't like going down in that regard too often. Okay, but let's get down into it. Okay, and here are my plays. So on this outright winner, we're going to be looking at a few guys, right? I like Brooks. I think he's one where he has not won a Masters yet, but he does favor the majors well, as we all know. So I like Brooks. I like Joakim Niemann getting that exemption and that exclusive invite due to the live restrictions, so on and so forth. Also, Victor Hovland, all right, 40-1. I think that's extreme value. That'll be a sprinkle, definitely. I like him in a lot of tournament matchups as well. Just going down the list, Wyndham Clark, the past U.S. Open winner, has done well at Augusta. So I do like Wyndham Clark at a price of 40-1. Now, you have to shop around as well. These are just DraftKings odds. There are better odds out there, so make sure you guys all shop around for the best available numbers. Okay, like I said, Will Zalatoris at plus 45-1. That's a huge one as well. I do like Tyrrell Hatton a little bit. All right, Brian Harman, a great little bit longer shot down the board. And Patrick Reed has had a great course success being a Masters champion in the past as well. And then Adam Scott, that's another one we're going to be highlighting a lot in this as well. Okay, but let's get down into some of my picks, okay, and what we're going to be looking at. In terms of top 20, I do like the likes of Adam Scott. plus 230. I really like backing Adam Scott in this tournament. Neiman at plus 100 for top 20. Matsuyama minus 150. Victor Hovland at plus 120. Also top 130s or top 30s. We're going to be looking at Adam Scott plus 115. I like a 2-unit play on Wyndham Clark minus 130. I really want to double down on that one within Wyndham finishing in the top 30. Okay. And then for my outright plays, I'm only be doing partial units. So like +1, +2, +1.5, stuff you can get down in that. But the outrights I like would be Hovland, Wyndham Clark, Hideki, Tony Finau, Brooks Koepka, and Zalatoris. But with Brooks, I'm not going to look into getting into that unless I can find better odds out there. I don't like him at 20-1. So maybe something where we take him on the second day after things shake out a little bit. Also, will there be a playoff? I do like that at a plus 350 price. That's a fun bet out there that I think has a high likelihood of hitting. So I will be taking 1 unit on a playoff at plus 350. Also, the top amateur out there. Okay, let me pull this up on your screen if we can find it. This is where we look at the golfer prices. It's going to be hard to pull this up, but DraftKings, I'm not really a fan of how they organize everything, but for top amateur, I really do like Lamprecht as a top amateur at plus 190. That's one where we're going to find him. And I'll just pull this up for you guys a little bit earlier so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. I do like for Lamprecht to win that top amateur. He hits the long ball better, as good or if not better than everyone else out there. Okay, and let me actually zoom this down. It kind of got cut off. Okay, there we go. And I can scroll down for those of you that cannot see. We'll get to the other way. We'll get to the tournament matchups a little bit later. Okay, but like I said, there's my top 20s, my top 30s, and my outrights that I'm going to be betting. Also, we do like for that Lamprecht at plus 190 in playoff. Those are kind of the prop bets I'll be taking. Okay, but then these are some of the matchups that I really like betting in the Masters tournament. It gives you something to root for in case, rooting for outrights, it can kind of get out of hand very early, and then you end up dead in the water. But these are 5 outrights that I will be playing. So for some of you guys out there, this may be the best way to do it. If you want to back me in my plays, these are some of the ones I like. I like Denny McCarthy over Minwoo Lee, minus 110. Victor Hovland, minus 115 over Patrick Cantlay. Will Zalatoris, plus 145 over Jordan Spieth. Justin Thomas, minus 145 over Tiger. And Brooks Koepka over Spieth, minus 120. So we're going to be fading Spieth, fading Tiger. I'm going to take out the the short shots on the board within the likes of Scheffler, Jon Rahm, and Rory. We're going to just take them right out. All right, take them out of the equation. Take some of the long shots down on the board. Take some of the honorary returning champion invites. Take the amateurs out. And basically you get left with a field of about 45 guys that legitimately have a shot to win this tournament. That's just kind of how I feel about it. I look for Koepka to have a very strong performance. He did have a crappy live outing, I think, last time out, but nonetheless, Justin Rose, a really good player here. I think he can actually make the cut. I'm worried about Tiger withdrawing. I'm worried about Tiger not making the cut. It's just something where minus 145, I'm willing to lay that. Zalatoris over Spieth, that's great value, considering if Spieth has a letdown, if he isn't in form. And yes, he has had great course record here, but it's something where I like Zalatoris in this spot just for the same reasons. So plus 145 gives me a very good edge in my opinion. Hovland, a lot of liability. There's a lot of outrights on Hovland at 40-1. You can actually probably find better numbers out there, but I do like for him minus 115 over Cantlay. And like I said, the last one is Denny McCarthy over Minwoo Lee. So those are my 5 tournament matchups. Also, I did share with you guys my outrights and some of the other things going on, but outside of that, guys, that's about it. And just a couple statistics and things to touch on. Okay, we look at Adam Scott. He makes cuts, right? 14 straight cuts that we're going to be backing. I like playing made cuts here in the Masters. He's going to be on that one. Okay, and then we're going to have the likes of Tiger Woods, at 100-1, we're not going to even print money on that. Just save your money. If it happens, it happens. If you want to put $5, $10 on it just to say you did it, that's fine. Nobody, cares about a little pizza money being bet on Tiger Woods, but I won't be getting down with that one. Okay, like I said, I'm staying away from Xander until he actually wins a major. And Rahm, right, 5 out of 6 last Masters appearances, he has finished in the top 10. If you guys are Rahm backers, that's a good little stat, but he has been in recent bad form, so that's another thing that I want to put into the equation. So I'm fading Rahm and just giving you guys those plays that I will be on for this tournament. Okay, and as I said, I do like for a lot of made cuts. So all those golfers that I talked about, if you guys want to take them in top 20s, top 30s, made cuts, put them together in parlays, it's kind of hard for me to do that in every shape and imagination because there are a lot of combinations that you can be doing. But those are some angles that I would be shooting with those golfers that I've mentioned in this video, where I will be looking at those golfers on my short list of people to have success in the Masters to go along with some of the props, some of the outrights that I picked. So pretty good coverage. I feel like there's just so much knowledge what comes with the golf betting out there. So kind of have fun with it. Enjoy the Masters. Enjoy it. It could be Tiger's last. You never know. But that's kind of where we're at within this tournament. It's going to be a fun weekend. Hopefully we have a great finish and great competition out there in the first major for the PGA ranks. So appreciate you guys all watching this. Make sure you guys all subscribe on your way out. And if you have not already done so, also, please, if you haven't, let me know down below. Put what bets you'll be on for this event. I want to know down below in the comments which golfers you'll be backing. I'm interested, as always, in it's nice, too, because if one of you guys do hit a long shot, it's fun to look back and always rooting for you guys to cash some tickets. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. Cheers.